and I am a Star Master and also a Leaders Club member. I am really, really thankful to the Lord, to God, for the last 3 years that I have done. Atomy has actually been the one that has allowed me to fulfill my dreams for my life. I didn't even realize that I could change my whole life and make it better. Today, my whole life, as well as my children, the next 2 generations, have a chance to have a great life. In Atomy, I really have changed to become more beautiful, more pretty. In fact, now every day I do skincare on my skin, and I do realize that even I realize myself is changing and getting better. And not only my looks, but my body and health has become better and better. And everyone that I've introduced Atomy to, as they use it, they also have found that they have become better, including my grandmother, who is over 80 years old, and she is using all our supplements as well as our skincare, and she has really become very healthy and looks really great for her age. I really am very happy and glad that when they see my mother, or my mother who's 88 years old, that she's really looked like a young lady and has become very healthy. And in Atomy, there are many of my members who are also doing well and is very caring for me and for my family as well. So I really feel like I belong to a family in Atomy, and I have really become very prosperous in my life now because of all the people I've met and people I've worked with. And the biggest present I have that Atomy has given me is that in the journey that I've taken, I have not only reached Leaders Club, but I have joined the Royal Leaders Club, which means that she earns 200,000 US dollars a year at least. So over last year in May, I actually got into the Royal Leaders Club, and I have an income of renminbi, a million renminbi dollars. So this amount of money that I earn is really very different, because with this kind of an income, I am not afraid of being old, because the older we are, the stronger we become. And in Atomy, we can really be able to have the ability to have income that is passive forever. And Atomy is a company that has given me this opportunity to really enjoy passive income. And this is very different for me in my lifestyle. I really don't need to now have any worry about money. I actually can use the money that I make to help many people around me as well. And it became a very meaningful exercise for me, with me and my partners and my members, as well as helping them to achieve their goal. I really believe that there's nothing else besides Atomy that can truly, within the last 6 years, get me to where I am. So I've passed through sometimes so many years in my life now, but we can really use this system, Atomy system, to change our life as well as the lives of people around me. So people may ask, in the middle of this whole world that is there, there's a lot of hardship and a lot of painful. But when you go through this phase of hardship and pain, you will begin to understand what this is all. It's just like when we are giving birth, have the experience of having a child and giving birth to a child, you will feel that during the time when you're giving birth to the child, it's really, really painful. It just hurts like crazy. But once the child is born and you look at the beautiful child, your life changes and all the pain was worthwhile. So it doesn't matter whether it's now, what you're feeling, whether how hard the difficulty is, how hard it is to press on with Atomy. It will, when you get over it, it will really be worthwhile because all the sweat and tears that you pour into Atomy is really worth it.
这个道理我们都知道，对不对？不经一番寒彻骨，怎得寒花扑鼻香，对不对？如果
So this one says that if we've gone through a little bit of hardship, if we never had to go through hardship, we will never understand what it means to enjoy life, to be successful. So therefore, do not see trouble as painful, but as a means in which you can truly enjoy success and meaning in life. So you can get a lot of hope out of this. This is what it is. So now I like a lot because there's been a lot of sayings, and these are some sayings that I really like. Challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming these challenges is what makes life truly meaningful. Because without the challenges, we may not have found the meaning in life. When we go through Atomy, the tough times in Atomy, I found that I myself has actually grown. And we have helped me to change my character, build my character. It is through these challenges that I have grown to become strong. Now, I'd like to share a little bit about myself and where I come from. In my background, if you listen to my accent, I am actually really from Hong Kong. And I grew up in Hong Kong, born in Hong Kong, raised in Hong Kong, studied in Hong Kong. And I worked in Hong Kong for a few years and then was transferred to a global corporation and worked there for 4 years. I really enjoyed my work at that time. Gave me a very good income and a lot of meaning in my work because the products that this company gives is to help people to become healthy in terms of herbal medicine and so on. But this work is really, really busy. In 1999, I gave birth to my first daughter. And when I was working there in that company, I was very busy and and took up a lot of my time. And every day, by the time I got home, it was very late. And my little girl has already gone to sleep. And some of them, they want to wait until I come back. But the only time they can see me at night is 11 p.m., which was really late. And after this, for a while, I realized that children really need to sleep a lot, and they really need to sleep so that they can grow properly and mature properly. And because of that, they want to wait for me to come back so that I can tell them a story and help them. But I am the one that sleeps the fastest, so because I'm tired. So because of this, I felt that I worked so hard in this business with my husband. I cannot take the time to help my children, to bring up my children properly. So for me, is that this growing stage of the children is very important for them to become better and how they change their character building and so on. So after a while, I spoke to my husband and say, since we are still young, let's immigrate, let's leave Hong Kong and go to another country. And in 2010, we immigrated to Canada. And in Canada, came over and worked together with my husband's family, who has already moved over here for long. And there in Vancouver, when I got there, we started and opened a trading company. And although this way of trading company for bringing products from Asia to Vancouver, it worked pretty well, but it took time. In 2015, the first time I actually got introduced to Atomy was actually the dish detergent. At that time, when I got to Canada, I had to do a lot of housework, which I didn't have to do in Hong Kong. But here, because of this, I got housewife hands, very rough and very. But when I found Atomy dish detergent, it actually took care of my hands, and my hands became smooth and nice again. And it also allowed me to wash fruits and vegetables. And it is because of this, I felt that this bottle of thing, although the price may seem high to me, it was a really good price to use for what it can be, because it can use for multi-purpose cleaning as well as for fruits and vegetables. And it was through this that I just continued to use the product. I didn't bother about the business line or anything. I was just a regular consumer. However, when my sponsor, Rebecca, invited me to attend a seminar, I decided not to attend for a long time, but in the end, I felt bad, and I took time to attend, but it didn't change me. In 2016, Atomy Canada offered a special trip to go to Korea, and at that time, someone was able to go to Korea and bring someone along, and so they invited me and brought me and gave me the invitation to go to Korea. I said whether should I go or should I go, but then when I was given the opportunity, I decided I would go, so that I can go, and so that I can also visit Hong Kong as well as Korea. And so I decided to leave with everybody to go to Korea. This trip changed my whole life being and what I see about Atomy. When I was brought in to visit Coma B&H, as well as the headquarters of Atomy, my eyes opened up. When I first went into Coma B&H, I realized that this company was really a truly great manufacturing company, and gave me a heartfelt warming that this is truly a great company. When I went to the Atomy head office in Korea, I actually felt very, very at peace and very, very impressed by what I see there. People working together, lots of people. And when I got there, I also heard Atomy CEO then, who is Han Park, was talking about the business. And when I saw his passion, and when I saw his really desire to help his people, the consumers and distributors in Atomy, to success, and to help us to build a balanced life, a fulfilled life. When I heard all these things, not just in our earning money, but in our being and our character to grow, to become a good person, I felt really touched by what I've seen and what I've heard. And this gave me a deep positive impression that this is a company that I can. And I thought to myself, if I could come together with a company like Atomy that cares for the people, not just the money, but cares for the people and look after the people, I really could try and do this together with them. So after 2 days of attending the Success Academy, I decided at that time that I'm going to put all my efforts into learning more about Atomy, to see Atomy, to learn about Atomy, and to use Atomy products. So when I left Korea, came back to Canada, I started to be a dedicated user of Atomy. I actually started to take Hemohit, which I never tried before. And after taking all these products, whatever there is in Atomy, I started to use all of it. But the more I use, I also begin to feel that I'm changing. Not only on the inside, but my outside appearance changed. And people noticed and started to comment and tell me, hey, Janet, you look a lot different. You look better now. What's happened to you? And so I also not only just use the products, but begin to attend seminars every day. Whatever seminars there are, whatever learnings there are, I started to attend so that I can learn more and understand more about Atomy. Now, let me go on and say, is it that easy to do Atomy? Because it seems that everything seems to be a very simple thing for me to do. But is everything really that smooth and easy? So it wasn't. When I first started, I met a lot of challenges. When I talk to people, they look at me, I'll just think about it. And some will say, this is what you want. You want to me to join network marketing? I don't think I want to. Anyway, but your products, when I finish all mine, then I'll use yours. And everybody gave me all kinds of reasons to tell me that they don't want to do. And at that time, I also don't know anything about network marketing, and I don't know anything. And at that time too, there was very, very few materials in Chinese. And therefore, I had a lot of trouble finding information at that point in time in 2016. But now, there is so much material in Chinese now that it is very easy for someone who wants to understand Atomy in Chinese, have it available. But with all these things now, it's easier. So how did I grow in this? So in this, I really felt that there was a lot of challenges for me when I started. The one thing that I was not happy about was that my family did not support me. Because when I felt that something is good, I would pursue it. But my husband did not go with me to Korea. And I did not take time to really share my experiences with him. And therefore, when she saw me in Atomy, that after I finished my other work, that is opening the trading company, I started to Atomy, he felt that I was being very selfish, not taking care of him, and therefore too focused on trying to find my own place in life. And so he did not 100% support me. I felt really tired during that time because I not only had to deal with my daytime job, now I have to do with Atomy, deal with husband, but just very tired. And I felt tired and there was a lot of no's and frustration. But people have asked me, can I avoid all these issues that you have? Is it difficult to? So my biggest thought is that the most difficult thing is not the thing, but yourself. You have to conquer your own fears, your own struggles. Each of us will face different challenges, different periods. We face each of these challenges, and therefore we have to conquer ourselves, our biases, our frustrations, our thinking, and help us to change. How can we change ourselves to be able to meet the new challenges we are facing? Because I found that many of my teachers, people who helped me, told me that this is what it is. At the end of the day, to conquer and meet all the challenges is to conquer yourself. If you can build yourself and challenge yourself and help yourself to grow, you would succeed in this. So during this time, every day, lots of time, I would pray. I would pray because I'm a Christian, I believe in God, and therefore I pray. And at every position, every situation that I meet with, I pray. And I found that my faith actually gave me the opportunity to actually meet the struggles I have, because I believe very strongly that my God is strong. My God is able to help me. And therefore, I was able to go, pray, leave things with Him, and move forward. So for us in Atomy, sometimes we do need a greater strength, a greater power. And I would recommend that the main thing is find your find God, and He will help you to move forward. That's what my experience is, and that's what I find that throughout these struggles, this difficulty to do it, I told myself that if I go through this, I don't have to go through this by myself. So this is my 3 big words that I keep telling myself. And to me, I use these 3 words to help me go through my challenges. And if I go through this again in future, or I will always look at these 3 words: faith, love, and so the first one is to have faith. And this faith comes from us. We need to have this faith to believe that we can overcome. We have the strength. If we only use our eyes to see what is ahead, we will only see all the pain and struggles that are ahead of us. However, besides dealing with all this, I also have to deal with strength, physical strength. In my first year with Atomy, my whole first year pay was very, very low. Second year, my Atomy pay was only $800 in a year, not a month. And at that time, I really felt that all the efforts I put in did not meet the efforts I put in. So I'm not paid for what I'm doing with it. And at that time, my husband kept telling me that you're crazy. You are putting in so much effort, but you are not getting any back in return for income. Why do you want to? If you go out and do any job, I could get so much more money than what you're getting from Atomy. However, here's a chart of my Atomy. If you see my chart in the beginning, once in a while I will match here and match there and get something. In the beginning, at the end, you can look at it, but at the end of the day, it can grow fantastically and unbelievably. Why is it that it is? Because there is a passive strength behind Atomy's system. And therefore, through this passive strength, that we can actually be able to succeed. To me, Atomy actually has a DNA for success in itself. And therefore, when you embrace Atomy, that DNA will flow into you and you will have success. Why? Because Atomy products are extremely excellent in quality and the price is really, really good. Very low price compared to anything else. And this shows that we meet together with them, we can meet them and share with them very openly and positively about Atomy products. In the past, when I first started to bring in people, many of them have actually left. And when I look into my lineage, many are red circles. And they are, and I realized one thing though throughout my experience in this is that many people don't know how to use our products, even though we think they do. But we need to actually follow up, work with each consumer to help them to understand Atomy products. And the third thing is we need to really have a heart to really believe that Atomy products are good. And the only way to do that is from us to believe in the products. And once we get onto that, we can go outside. Because wherever we go, wherever we meet, whatever products we use, we need to be clear as to why we use it and why we use it. And the market that we have is right in front of us. We don't have to go everywhere hunting for one. All we need to do wherever we go, could we just be able to share Atomy products with everyone. For myself, in my background, I am before an advertising person for RGB and Meta. I was an advertising executive. And I did. And I used to work for 8 to 16 hours with that advertising firm. I made a lot of money, made money, income a lot, but I can't. But when I started to do Atomy, but when I left Canada, I left Hong Kong and came to Canada, there was no way I could bring that income from Hong Kong to Canada. I had to start from zero all over again. So even though I become a advertising boss and leader, I still need to spend money. I need to bring in things. I need to invest in my clients, buy products and so on and so forth. I have to do a lot of this, bringing products in, selling products, meeting people, how to churn products, how to bring products in and sell the products. There's a lot to look after in my business. And when you see that business come, you do have money, but you have nothing. But look at Atomy. When I started, I had no money. But Atomy, I found that it is so easy to do because there is no effort for me to set up my business, nor to look for products, nor to source for products, or even to have to find anything I need to build this business. I don't even have to collect money, nor collect debts. There was nothing. And truly, Atomy to me was a business that had no risk. And in Atomy business, this is a business that I could go global, not just local. And if I do so well in Atomy, can I bring it to another country? I would be very sad if I can't. But in Atomy, I could just 24 hours a day, 365 days, build my business internationally at the same time. And my shop and my business continues to run 24 hours a day, 365 days a year without me being there. That is what it is. So Atomy is a business that has no risk, but only have success or privileges in the long run. So that's why I feel that this is need to be done. And the biggest thing is that Atomy actually offers you the ability to have growth in your business. It's not just your effort alone, but the efforts of everybody in your team. Each doing what? Each buying products. Just bring people in to become consumer. But in the beginning, the time you need to build is going to be harder. So for example, when you start with 10 people, each 10 of them, if they are able to bring one person in within a few short time, the time it takes for you to build your business is very fast. If today you have 500 members and all of them just share Atomy with one person beside them, and if you turn around, you will see that your numbers would have grown by 1,500 as well, and double. But the money at the first may be slow. In 2021, I haven't sat down yet. In 2020, in my 5th year in Atomy, my income added together is much more than what I used to earn in my previous employment. It was 130% more than what I made before in the 10 years that I was working as a marketing executive. So without this effort, without this possibility of progressive, of geometric growth, I would not be able to achieve this kind of an income. Today, everything we need to believe that everything that we do is to help us to grow a stronger tree. The roots that we are building help us to build a strong tree. You can see in this picture what it is. But the most important thing is you need to have faith. You need to have a belief that as you develop your roots, your tree will grow to become very big and very strong. So how do you build up your faith?
这个是关乎我们有这个信心的时候，我们就有这个的那个思维。
So you need to have this attitude that success is not a straight road. It's not a straight arrow. There are a lot of curves, twists, and turns into it. Do not, because of a failure that you gave up. Do not, because of a failure, stop doing and become very sad and become very downhearted. Don't. Accept this. Learn from this. It is not easy, but this is something that we need to go out and challenge ourselves to overcome each and learn from each. How can I, when I meet the same situation, is there another way I could deal with it and therefore have a different outcome? For example, like when we are parents, we will help our child to ride the bicycle. We will tell them, don't worry, just practice. If you drop a few times, that's okay. Just keep going. Once you get going, you'll be fine. That's what it is all about. Heading for success is like riding a bicycle. First time when you ride, you are going to fall. And that is the same thing we need to do for ourselves. When we fall down, when we hurt ourselves, we can learn from there to grow. We need to strengthen ourselves and believe that this is what it is. Here's a graph about the time for learning. And when you have inexperience, we need a lot of time to get to where it is. But as we start to have some experience, we decide to actually go out and engage fully into it. We will start to have a major learning curve. Yes, that learning curve is tough. But many people are like, for example, speaking, like public speaking. Many of you say that when I public speak, I will die. But you start by doing it slowly by speaking, sharing a little bit here and there, build that up. Because by the time you get to a certain stage, the faster you're able to also share and public speak, you will actually grow faster. So many people have said that, let's go to and do it together. They say no. But they say, how do they know about all these products? When I talked to them about it, nobody responded to me. When I first started to do this, I would feel really, really embarrassed because I share with people my heart about the great products I'm using, and they have no interest in it. But now I've reached a point that I can think about it as that everyone has their own thinking, have their own choice of what they choose. Whether they accept what I say or not is not important for me. Is that I have delivered my message to them. When they listen and hear it, they will go. So if you see this word, then this is what it is. You need to give up some things. You need to give up something. You need to sacrifice something. And every one of us have 24 hours. Even if you tell yourself that you don't sleep, you still need to sleep, because no matter how hard you go with it, how long can you keep staying awake? 20 hours maybe? You still need to sleep. But if you can go in Atomy, my experience is after 5 years, I actually cross over this. Once I cross over the first 5 years, I begin to reach the point where all that I have sacrificed is worth it. When I started the last 5 years, when I fully worked into, I told my family people, I did not have any time to watch anything about Hong Kong lifestyle what is going on. And when people spoke to me, I realized that I don't understand anything of what they say anymore, even though I'm from Hong Kong, because I've lost touch with all the current affairs of Hong Kong and all the styles and changes in Hong Kong. But now I am back and I'm okay. I have time today. At the beginning, I really don't even know what my friends are telling me because I totally lost touch of what the society. And when my child came up to me and asked me, what's going on? And I asked my mom, my child, what's going on? My child would turn around and tell me, you don't even understand what I say because you don't watch anything. How would you know what I'm saying? And I felt really sad because I told my children that I want to give you a better future and therefore I will sacrifice now. This is the sacrifice I made. I gave up a lot of activities that I used to do. I also have a lot of desire and love. I really enjoy running and doing races, challenging. But in order to run well or to do a race well, I need to train and practice. So without that, I can't do that. But now that I have already reached my state of where I am, where I have financial freedom, I begin now to be able to start all over again. So for me, when we look at Atomy, Atomy is the one thing that will allow us, the one job that we can do well. Then if we put everything in, when we got into Atomy, I thought that when I came to Canada, I thought that I could just retire because things are there. But when I got to Canada, housing was also expensive. What else can I do when I get to Canada? And I really didn't think that I want to do anything when I got to Canada. And when there was no other thing for me to do, I began to find a way. Then when there is no way for you to go, your heart will figure out a way to go. And that's where you need to reach in terms of your own system of yourself. Many people have told me that, and my teachers have told me that if a company asks me to do something, I will go out and do it, right? And I'll find a way to do it. Is that correct? But if we look at our Atomy business, we need to treat it as though this is our work. This is our employment work. And therefore, even if I was given an assignment that I don't know what to do, I will find a way to do it. And that's what Atomy is all about for us. You can actually find a way to solve, and you have to stand up for yourself to step out and figure a way out. And also, when I first saw this picture of Malaysia's Royal Leaders Club, he told us that all these people were the Royal Leaders Club, the whole group of people most of these people that are in this Royal Leaders Club are over 55 years old. They are not even high school graduation. And 50% of them are not people who could speak. And 50% of them are people who have never done business. So how did they become Royal Leaders Club leader? It's because they have chosen faith in Atomy. The Atomy can give them the ability to become successful. And because they believe that they can, they took their heart and mind in to learn, to spend time to learn and understand all they can about the business. When I've met many others who are successful, and they also have passion to really challenge themselves to learn, to grow, to find out what's going on. Atomy company as a whole really understands our people's behavior and action, and therefore knows that we need to learn, and therefore we need support, and we need support, we need encouragement. And it is because Atomy company understands this. They have created the system for us to attend meetings, to meet together, to give us the strength to go out to become successful. So if we step into this, we can go forward. The next one is hope. Hope is very important because hope is the main thing for us when we work hard to go forward. Why do we need to work so hard? Why is it that we want to spend time to do this? It's because we need to have a hope for the future. When we have the hope for the future, we need to write our life scenario. When I first started Atomy, I was asked to do life scenario. I really did not like to write my life scenario. Every time I go for Success Academy, they tell me I have to write my life scenario. I say, this is a waste of time. I don't need this. I know what I want. But every time in Atomy, they will keep persuading us and getting us to write our life scenario. But when I finally started to write up my life scenario, I began to find out that the power of doing the life scenario helps you to change your lifestyle so much and so greatly. This life scenario actually gave me the hope to face all the challenges and difficulties I have when I am doing Atomy. Because when I want to, in my life scenario, wrote down what I really want to achieve in my lifetime, this gave me the ability to see what it is and gave me the hope that there is this future. And this hope gave me the achievement. For example, I wanted to spend time with my mother, but I really wanted to spend time with my mother. But I couldn't do that because in the past, I was working too hard, but I wasn't there. And this became my goal for me. One of my biggest goals is that I want to succeed so that I can take the time, have the time freedom and the financial freedom to just work with to stay with my mom, to accompany my mom. And for my children, I immigrated to Canada was because of my children. I wanted them to have a better life, a prosperous life, a successful life. And that's why we came over here. I wanted to be able to have the financial freedom and time to take my children to wherever they want in terms of travel. And so therefore, I believe that Atomy, because I believe Atomy could get me there to help me achieve my goal, I put a lot of effort, a lot of energy into building Atomy. And as I look into Atomy, I realize that the faster I do, the faster I can achieve my goal. And when I achieve my goal, I will achieve the financial freedom and time freedom to do all these things I long to do, like spending time with my mother continuously, spending time with my children, have the ability to give my children do things with my children easily without thinking. So you have to write this life scenario very clearly. Not only just a goal, but write down the time you want to achieve it, the way in which you, the amount you want to get, specific about it. And the last one is love. Faith, hope, and love. The last of it is love. We need to have a loving personality, a loving heart. Because in Atomy, we are all ordinary people. None of us are in any way very specialized people, very experienced, very gifted people. We are ordinary people. Why are we able to succeed? It's because of members, of teamwork, because the whole Atomy is about working together. And therefore, in Atomy, we have to learn to have love for everyone in our team. Because by building the love quotient in the team, we then be able to work together and borrow each other's strength to succeed. If you look at this picture, is when when people with different skill sets can come together and work together, the biggest thing could be toppled over, could be taken over. By myself, it's not possible. So these are the two pictures that I really treasure. The one that's on the left is my family with my father and mother when I was very young. In the right is the picture where I got married, where my husband, me, my siblings, and my mom is all there. These two pictures are my most treasured picture. The first one is about my family. The second one is my marriage. Between these two pictures, all through the years, I never had four of us really spending time together. Because my mom and dad, when I was very young, my mother and father divorced, and therefore I was alone and I was looked after by my grandmother, and I felt really, really lonely. And very lonely and very lost in everything that I do. And when I was small too, I wasn't very good in studying and working. My mother is very hardworking and go out and try to help, but people that she worked for will run away and not pay her money. And so in this way, I felt very shameful because when my mother tried to do things, she would have lost money and people would chase after her for debts and so on. I was very sad and very frustrated. And the person who looked after us when I was young, the old lady has a short memory and always keeps saying that me and my brother are always stealing her stuff, stealing her things. And so we went through a very tough time. However, as I went through high school, I met Jesus. I met someone who shared with me my life about being a Christian. And it was because of this understanding of the faith and the belief that of love that I became very strong and begin to understand what love is all about. And therefore, I begin to learn that I could build love, help people to love. So in this saying, there's a very, in our motto, it is very important for us because the motto helps us to build love. Because first of all, it tells us to cherish the spirit, cherish people's spirit. And for me, it's important for us to continuously to respect, to love, and to look up to others, no matter who they are. And the next thing is, the last thing that helped me to see in the motto is that we need to serve in humility. How we bring people, how we lead people, how we guide people, helping people is about being able to lead them. How you want to lead people, you should look at how you want people to lead you. If you can identify those things, you will be able to help your team to follow you. And this is a very funny thing. We don't sometimes fail to understand that when we put out a lot, we will get a lot back. Because we feel that when we put out a lot, we may get less back, and therefore we don't want to do that. It is important for us to be willing to sacrifice, to give, because when we give, it will come back to you. Atomy is truly about love and unity. The more we can give out love and unity, the more we'll get back. And then here, many of my friends tell us that we are sponsors, we are leaders. But leaders is actually a servant. It's not a leader is someone who is willing to wash others' feet, just like Jesus washed his disciples' feet. So we need to actually use our hands, because when I am able to step into their shoes to see what's going on with them, that I can help them to resolve their issues and their problems. So to honestly tell you what it is, when you are not able to respect others, they will not respect you. So therefore, it is very important for us to respect others. And when we want to do well, we need to be a good helper, because that's what a leader is all about. Being a good leader is being a good helper to your team members. Sometimes it's really hard to want to be able to help others. And so therefore, many of us don't know how to do this. But here it is what it is. The Atomy has given us these 8 habits that we need to do. The 8 habits of success, our 8 core. We need to take more time to watch all the VODs the Atomy has given to us, because each of these VOD that I've watched has helped me to really grow. And because when I am able to watch all the VODs that are there, I begin to realize that I have the ability to grow and to learn. And as I learn, as I grew and understand what was being taught, I begin to have the qualities and the ability to help my members to move forward and to grow. So because of this, we need to start to learn to build ourselves up by building good habits. So we need to work hand in hand with each other, just like that picture. So that now, at the end, what I've said to each of you, nothing is new that I've shared with you. Many of you will find that, I went to listen to all the different leaders, all the successful people, when they say the thing, also when whatever they say is almost share the same thing. You need to use the product, share the products, attend meetings. But I really feel that we need to use a very open heart to learn and then step forward to do, and be willing to be a good learner, a good listener. And we must be willing, after listening, to do. Because I did not just go out and do, I became crazy to do each of the activities that I need to succeed. And for me to want to get this income, if you want to get this kind of a reward, this kind of an income, you need to put up. So the main thing I ask everyone to do is to start building good habits. Learn every day, learn, because we can't remember what we learned one time. Keep coming back, learn and learn and learn. Keep learning. This is not easy. But this is so easy, people say. Is that all? And therefore, because of this, we don't want to do it again. Because the simple things, we feel that we don't need to do. But it is the simple things that is important. If we keep doing this, it will then become our habit. And when our habit becomes ingrained, it will be able to build success. So at the end of the day, we have been told that we need to put forward our daily goals, and then we will reach and have good habits. With good habits, we will be able to reach our goals and reach our life dreams. So today, our new slogan for Atomy for this year 2022 is to be renewed day by day. And he has said that what we need every day is a day for renewal. You need to learn how to renew every day. If you didn't do well today, it's not the end. Tomorrow, be renewed again and go out and do it again. Because this is the hope that we have. When we are able to let ourselves to be renewed, knowing that we can renew ourselves, we will move forward. And this is what it is. We can actually walk hand in hand with Atomy. and then go out into the world to conquer the world with hope. Because Atomy is a company with deep love, not just for money, but to help us to become a great citizen, a great person, someone who will be able to help change the world to a better world. So let's take a look at this video. This video is about Compassion Canada, and this is what they are. These children that have been sponsored by Atomy Canada, and this girl is saying that I have already been sponsored by someone in Atomy, and I'm so grateful to Atomy because now I can go back to school and I can actually, good morning everyone, I'm just one of the other child that was sponsored by Atomy Compassion through Compassion Canada, and this is my house, but I'm glad that now I could go to school. And good, my name is Joseph, and I am 13 years old. And I am really heartfelt thanks to Atomy for giving me the ability to go to school. And now in school, I can meet my friends, and I really thank you that you can give me this opportunity to grow and learn. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you to all. Thank you all who are our sponsors in Atomy. Thank you. So for all who are in 2022, Atomy and Compassion Canada has done all these things. Thank you. I hope everyone here, Atomy, everything that they have done is really has meaning for your life. We can become a very, Atomy give us the opportunity to become a very prosperous person, a very wealthy person, who can not only just share our wealth, but share our whole life being with people around. And I'm really, really helpful that everyone has the time. So I thank you everyone for taking the time to listen to my story, and I appreciate your being here. Really, really want to thank Janet Ma for sharing this life story. I really, really love what she says, and she has said it's very simple. Atomy is something that you cannot just throw aside. It is something that she has experienced, and this is real. And everyone could be like her and succeed too. Because she says, I am like you, nothing more. But challenges is not something that comes to you. It is challenging yourself to conquer yourself, not the challenges. And everyone needs to have sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice, how can you keep doing different things? How can you move forward? You cannot do everything that you want to do without sacrifice. So, finally, the most important that I saw is the success system that Atomy has. Do not give up on it. Every day I go out to share, I don't need to listen, I don't need to learn, but that's not what it is. You need to do both. So now I've written everything down that Janet has spoken and helped me. I really, really am very thankful to Janet for sharing. So for everyone on this, let's all give a great reaction as to how we can thank her. Please put together an emoji and everything else. So there's been a lot. So in this last few minutes, does anyone has any questions? Please ask. So if you have any questions, you can ask, and then she will be able to touch. So I've already received some questions way at the beginning. And so some of them have questions that they want to ask. And so in this, many people are very interested to see how to deal with these challenges that we have. How to help members to meet challenges. So we want to explain that Janet, how can we encourage our team members to challenge to the next level, to step forward to change? Because many people just say that they want to wait a little while, it's okay, things will come, I don't need to rush. How do you deal with it? When you ask about this challenge, are you talking about challenging to move forward? Is that what you're asking? Okay, so yes. To be able to do
也是很难，所以呢，我觉得我们要平衡我们的心态。一方面
The thing we need to do to help members to want to challenge is to be clear with ourselves as to what challenge means to us and what we want to share in terms of this challenge is to our members. If you, because you know that it's important for you to know how many people you need. You cannot say that I will naturally succeed, because if you want to wait for things to naturally happen, it will take a long time and you will stop. Because if you feel that you yourself can do it naturally, they will not see the success or what success can look like. And therefore, you cannot, as a leader, wait for things to be naturally happening. If it is naturally happening and you instead of not challenging, you will not see growth in your business very fast. And therefore, if you yourself choose to challenge, your team members will start to want to challenge too. So members' way of doing things, how do they learn what to do and how to do? It's because when I myself step out to do the things and I want to do so many sharing with so many people and I share it with my team members, they will follow me and do it. If we don't do it, can we do it? And this is what Janet Master has said. She says that you need to do it so that your team will follow you. Because if I feel that I'm just doing whatever I can, then your members will do the same thing. You need to set a goal, a clear goal for yourself, so that today I want to see one person, 2 person, 3 person, 4 person, write it down, share it with your team members so that together you can all do it together. Now, is there any other questions that is here?
Annie, can you turn Zhang Pu's speaker? Yeah, 好了，张普可以了。
I'd like to ask one of the center leaders in China and ask her whether there's anything that you want to. Thank you very much for what, Janet Ma. I don't have any questions, but I like what she said at the end, that everything that is being said is usually the same by all the leaders, but everyone that has shared is different, and each person has seen it differently. Even though you told us that everybody says the same thing, I feel that the way you have shared your story, incorporating all these things, makes a big difference to me. And from listening to you, I've learned more about how to be a better leader and a better person. You're listening to your story and how you work with your members. I realized that for me to become a great leader, I need to start to work with them. And it's all based on my own ability to understand my thinking and how I should be in terms of my character. And when I am able to continuously encourage my members to grow, that's important. Instead of telling them what to do, but to encourage them and show them how I do it and let them go within. And helping people to move forward is very important. And Atomy is a great platform for us to actually grow myself and also to help my members to grow. Thank you very much for sharing that with us and giving us a little bit more insight of your thinking. Thank you. So we really, after listening to Star Master Janet to tell us that we need to go out and do. I want to ask another of the center leaders in Wuhan, China, as to whether she has any questions or anything that she wants to say. Xiao Xiao, do you have any questions? Thank you very much, Sonia. Thank you, Janet, for your sharing. Question? I right now don't have any questions because I've learned so much and heard so much. From this time, I have already learned a lot. And the main thing I have learned is that I need to keep faith and continue to do the business myself. And for me, the most important thing is to challenge myself and to help myself to conquer the struggles I have for myself. And I just watched that some people in the overseas have also asked questions. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much. Thank you.
英文的我要给他翻译一下。那么呢，现在我们请那个王老师，我们的贵阳的高级营销经理也是王老师，看您有什么问题，我看一下英文的，您就。
So I'm going to invite another center leader to give any thoughts about today and whether she has any question. But in the meantime, let me look at the chat room and see what information there is, what the questions there are, so that I can look at it. So now you can speak now. So I just want to say that in question, I feel that today, Janet Master have really shared very clearly. And when I heard about her 3 words of guidance, love, hope, and faith, hope, and love, I felt that there's so much for me to grow and learn. And through this, I always tell my members that the most important thing they need to do in Atomy is to keep faith in Atomy, believe in Atomy. And now, many of my partners they used to be very good at their businesses, but after meeting Atomy and doing Atomy, they felt very discouraged. And so the important thing is to build a belief and faith in Atomy as well as in the products. And this will help them to grow. So I believe that the words faith, hope, and love is very important for me to share it with my team members and help them to understand. And I believe that many people here in today would have learned a lot just from those 3 words that you shared: faith, hope, and love. And when we are able to move forward, we need to change ourselves. When we change ourselves, people around us will change and they will also grow. So I want to thank Star Master Janet for sharing. Thank you. So everyone remember what it is, right? So this is so in the English side, everything is about thank you and very, very thankful to Janet Ma for sharing. There's one question that asks about in Atomy, what about sample products? Do you have anything of someone asking you about having to have sample products? Why Atomy doesn't have samples?
也不怎么说呢？因为我们平常也会送小礼品给人嘛。
So normally I would have given some products to friends and so on. So in all my with all my friends, for every birthday and every Christmas or whatever it is, when I have to give a gift, I give Atomy products. And I don't feel that there's a need to give to everyone. And Atomy products are really not expensive. It shouldn't be need for any sample. So many of us are just like that. In the past, when someone goes to have a birthday and so on, we will go out and buy some other things for them. But now, what we can do is just to give all of Atomy products for all our friends' birthday and celebrations and whatever. Because this is what I do now. When a friend has it, I ask them to just give them as a gift if it's time for it, and ask them to use the products to try. And then after that, I know that one thing, I need to follow up. If we do not follow up and provide service, they will not continue to want to use it. So that's what it is. So samples to me is not necessary. Susie, do you have a question? Because you raise your hand or something like that.
Yes, please.
Susie, do you have a question?
Yes, please. Hello, everyone. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Susie.
I thank the lady who shared the very fruitful ideas, and I really appreciate that. I'm afraid we don't have any catalog or brochure from Korea, because sometimes we need some products and I don't have the catalog in Canada. How could we get that, please?
Actually, if you need any information, it's easy you can search it on the website. Even though like if you like click each product, you can see the details information there. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I have seen that, but sometimes we have to show the items to the people and let them know what products they could have, and they are in the street, they are out there, and if you have a catalog, it would be much helpful, much more helpful.
给大家翻译一下国语的，可能大家伙伴想等听的啊。说这个苏姬女士问说，我们的那个产品目录，说怎么样能有一个全面的一个目录？我想呢
，Sonia is now interpreting what Susie has asked and what Janet answered in English. So I'm not going to repeat that. I'll leave her to translate into Mandarin for all of the Mandarin-speaking people. So she's saying that Canada, we have our own brochure, but we don't have any brochure for Korea. Can we have some like that? I think that's what she's saying.
I speak English first, okay? So now actually, if you buy the Korean product, you can go to Atomy Mall. So the products there, you can see all the information in English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also, because company is giving us so many new products. Mm-hmm. Actually, it's really hard to get updates using the paper brochure.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have the Atomy Canada. We used to have a leaflet, but there are so many new updates, so many new products. So it makes it really hard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I would suggest you can just you print out and then you do some work and products by products, and you can do something like that to give to your target customer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
老师说了，就是大家问了苏经理说这个信息，对马老师说，因为这个信息公司不断的出新品，很难在一个本子上体现所有爱多美的产品，因为马上就这个星期有过两天又有新的了，那这个产品目录就不断的更换，这样呢就是传统的这个纸的呢这目录呢就跟不上了，那么我们呢就要用网上的信息。很多网上信息，如果说 哪一个伙伴、哪一个朋友可能是会员需要什么信息，我们可以直接上网上把它打下来，然后分享出去。看大家，如果说那时间已经不短了，那如果说大家是没有问题的话呢，那我们就。
We have run this meeting a little bit over time. So if there's no other questions, we're going to end here. So we thank you so much, Janet, for speaking. So now that we have started with the motto, we are going to end with the motto. Yes. Are you ready? Yeah. Cherish the spirit. Create the vision. Follow the faith. Serve in So let's all thank Janet Ma for coming, for sharing with us. Now let us all not give up. Let's follow Janet Ma to achieve Royal Leaders Club and Star Masters soon. And let's all move forward together. Thank you very much, Janet, for everything. Thank you. For those who are in China, please let everyone know. Thank you for good evening. Good day to everyone there. For those in Canada, good evening. 再见. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you that we have a chance to learn together and grow together. Thank you. Let's all just move forward. Go, go, go.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.